The role of faith leaders in our lives. In every community, faith leaders play a crucial role in guiding people through life's challenges, joys, and uncertainties. They serve as teachers, mentors, and sources of moral and spiritual support. Whether it is an imam in a mosque, a priest in a church, a rabbi in a synagogue, or a monk in a temple, faith leaders provide wisdom and comfort that help individuals navigate both personal and collective struggles. This is the story of a village where faith and unity turned hardship into strength, all because of the guidance of a wise and compassionate leader. A village in crisis. In a small village surrounded by golden wheat fields and towering trees, life was peaceful. The villagers were hardworking and content, relying on farming for their livelihood. At the center of the village stood a modest mosque, where Maulvi Nauman led the prayers. He was not just an imam but a fatherly figure to all, advising the young, comforting the old, and helping those in need. One year, disaster struck. The village was hit by a severe drought. The skies remained clear for months, the sun burned hotter than ever, and the once fertile land turned to dust. Wells ran dry, crops failed, and food became scarce. Families who had always shared meals together now struggled to feed their children. Desperation took hold of the villagers. Fear and uncertainty spread like wildfire. Some argued over water, others lost hope, and many questioned why God was testing them so harshly. It was in this dark time that Maulvi Nauman stepped forward. A voice of hope in darkness. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Maulvi Nauman called the villagers to the mosque. The people gathered, their faces filled with worry and exhaustion. The imam stood before them, his voice calm yet firm. "My dear brothers and sisters," he began, "faith is not tested in times of ease but in times of hardship. When life is difficult, we must not lose hope. Instead of fighting among ourselves, we must stand together. Our strength lies in our unity, in our trust in God, and in our willingness to help one another." His words resonated deeply with the villagers. He reminded them that faith was not just about prayers but about action. It was about patience, kindness, and perseverance. He urged them to stop blaming fate and instead take responsibility for their future. Turning faith into action. With Maulvi Nauman's guidance, the villagers began to take small but meaningful steps to survive the drought. 1. Water conservation. The villagers started collecting and storing rainwater in clay pots, learning how to use every drop wisely. 2. Helping the needy. Those who had extra food shared it with families who had none. No one was left to suffer alone. 3. Building new wells. The strongest men of the village dug deep into the earth, searching for underground water sources. Seeking knowledge. The village elders sent messengers to nearby towns to learn better farming techniques that could help them grow crops with minimal water. Slowly, things started to change. The fighting stopped, and a spirit of cooperation replaced despair. Even in their toughest days, they no longer felt alone. They had each other, and they had their faith. A miracle of faith and effort. Months passed, and then, one fateful afternoon, dark clouds gathered in the sky. Thunder rumbled in the distance, and a cool breeze swept through the village. The people rushed outside, looking up in disbelief. And then, the first raindrop fell. Tears of joy mixed with the rain as the villagers embraced one another. The drought had finally ended, but more importantly, they had learned a lesson that would stay with them forever. Faith is not just about waiting for miracles, it is about creating them through patience, hard work, and unity. The lasting role of faith leaders. Maulvi Nauman's wisdom did not just help the villagers survive the drought, it changed their mindset forever. They no longer saw faith as something passive. Instead, they understood that faith required both belief and effort. Faith leaders like Maulvi Nauman play an essential role in our lives. They guide us not only in matters of religion but in all aspects of life. They help us stay hopeful in difficult times, remind us to be kind and just, and encourage us to take action rather than remain helpless in the face of adversity. Whether in a small village or a big city, faith leaders continue to inspire and uplift communities. They remind us that faith is not just about prayers, it is about love, service, and the courage to face life's challenges with a strong heart and a helping hand. In the end, true faith is not just believing in miracles but being the reason they happen.